Hi everybody. Welcome to week 7 of Draw with Me Kids Edition. And today we're doing vehicles as suggested by J and E. A couple weeks ago actually, I decided it was probably about time we looked at that and how maybe we can apply that to other things too, because vehicles is a really good one. Vehicles is one that uses a lot of shapes, and you can use a lot of your very own imagination to create whatever type of vehicle that you want. So we're going to start with something like a car or a bus or something like that today, depending on your imagination. So grab your paper, your pencils, your erasers. Miss Sophia Rainbows and me, Christina, are going to help you draw some really cool vehicles, and we can't wait to see them. But first, let's start with, we got some pictures from, this one's from 2 weeks ago, we got sent in. Emily, this is gorgeous. This is her horse that she did, which I believe is a Kelpie, which is a horse, part mermaid creature. So I added that to the album. So thank you for sending that in. We've got her garden from last week, and Emily, you cracked us up, okay? Because we had some great puns here. Like the bees or the wasps, the bees here are saying, that's got a sting. And I think this is my personal favorite. Mint is cool, right?
And there's nothing else I'd rather do.
Yeah, Sophia and I enjoyed reading those puns. Oops, that's getting ahead of myself. Here's Cassidy's lovely garden that she did. And I love that there's like, the insects even look like they've got some cool mushroom abilities on there. And Leah, thank you as always. You two, they're a tag team. They participate together and create their own designs. So this is a lovely garden here as well. This is mine. I ended up having so many insects I couldn't.
Mine is a mushroom cow.
Oh, from Minecraft? Is it like
Yeah.
a mushroom from Minecraft? That's really cool. We love it. The mushroom cow. I love it. I didn't have any room for the rest of my guys. And then again, this other team of mom and son doing their gardens here with the logs, following along, and they have all of the creatures in there as well. So we love seeing that. And Sophia's. And again, there's so much going on. You guys put so much into each of your gardens and so much story into each of your gardens. I loved looking at them and sort of seeing the little details, like finding the mushroom cow, and finding some of these really interesting little pieces in Sophia's thing. Like what's going on here? We've got Sydney the turquoise spider, and Carl, who I've been told, is he getting away?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell us.
He's screaming and he's going away.
Yep.
Then there's the butterfly ornamenta, which is flying over. And then there's Blaze's cocoon with Dots, the ladybug, and Mega the fairy.
And I see some little mushroom houses there too.
Yeah. And
So
a mushroom castle.
you guys did a really good job on creating something that is your very own garden, and we really love seeing that. So thank you for sending them in. And if you didn't send them in, that's okay. I hope you had a good time playing, drawing those gardens with us, and have your own collection of really cool artwork by the time we're all done.
I
So,
haven't mentioned yet, but there's this little guest here. This is Bamboo Leaf.
yes, everyone, this is Bamboo Leaf, who is one of Sophia's many lovely pandas that she has in a collection.
She's holding the facts and trivia for this week.
So we're going to do vehicles today, and there are so many different vehicles in the world. In fact, Sophia has a little bit of information about some of the most interesting we came across, like this guy. Sophia, why don't you tell us a little bit about this dude?
This is the largest vehicle. The excavator 288 is over 95 meters tall, 215 meters long, and it weighs 45,500 tons. It was built in 1978 to mine coal.
So if you can look at this one, it's not a really clear shot necessarily of its lower part, but it's on treads, not on wheels like common. And it has all of these different moving parts. It's like a moving city. It's really crazy.
Yeah,
And
wow.
then we can have this guy.
And that is the tiniest vehicle. The Peel P50 is a 3-wheeled microcar produced in the 60s. And yes, as you see in that picture, people can drive this.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you could probably think of
tiny, like, cars, like
Hot
Wheels,
Wheels, whatnot.
Yeah.
Being tinier. Sorry, I just gave Sophia a reader. But this is actually the tiniest vehicle that a man or woman or person can actually pilot. So, as you can see, there's lots of really cool vehicles you can create from your imagination, from reality, from real life. And one of the things that you can sort of use that to adapt to other drawings and creations is something like I mentioned we might do robots today, but I'm just going to put that as a side note because I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing vehicles. But is if you're doing a vehicle or a robot or something mechanical that we're creating, it's
small.
very, very important to remember what its purpose is. So if your purpose is to build a car that delivers flowers, maybe you have to have a little part of your car that can protect or house flowers. Or if you have a bus, for example, a bus is supposed to be big to carry a lot of people. So you sort of keep in mind the purpose or function of your creation. So it's kind of like creating the story for your picture, but you kind of create your story for your vehicle. So if it's digging things like that coal mining thing that we saw,
the excavator
288, it's got to have big wheels or treads, and it would have a lot of moving parts. You made a fire truck. Did you already start? So I started off on my demo making a race car. So I'm going to try and do something a little bit different today for my drawing as I show you guys the steps on how to create a side view of a vehicle. And if you want to make enough room, you can do more than one vehicle, or you can just focus on one big elaborate creation. So today, one of the things that we've been learning over the last couple of weeks, if you've been with us frequently, is the importance of shapes. So I'm going to do a bus. I think I'm going to do a bus.
I'm gonna do a race car because I haven't done one yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a special race car.
So if you think about, you haven't done a fire truck yet. That's okay. But you have drawn a fire truck before. And I've seen you make a fire truck in Minecraft too, I think.
Yes.
And a lot of military vehicles, so that's pretty cool.
Like the time he made me a Cyan private jet.
A private jet?
Yes.
My goodness. So start with, if you're thinking, I gotta make my brush bigger so you guys can see. That's not my regular brush. Whoa, there we go. I was drawing something else today. I had. So what you start off with is thinking of your shape. So if you're building a race car has to be fast. So if you wanted to draw that race car, or the DeLorean is also a good example, you want to draw a wedge shape. So you can have either a ruler or just your hands, and you just draw a wedge shape. You can make it as steep as you'd like, or you can make it so you could sort of change. You can make it that big. Wow.
This eraser is amazing when you have enough of it exposed.
So you can make it any sort of shape. I had mine really steep because I wanted to have a big spoiler on mine. If you're going to be like me and doing a bus, Oh, that might be a little tall. Let's not make my bus that tall. I'm going to make a rectangle. Using my ruler tool here. I'm going to make a rectangle.
I have a cool Minecraft thing that I know how to do. That is making a race car bed frame in Minecraft.
Well, maybe you can share that a little later
Yeah.
once we get our drawings done. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen it yet.
No,
So if you're drawing a bus like me, or you're drawing a car, and you need other pieces, I'm like going to add the nose of the bus.
I'm going to add my spoiler. I want to put my spoiler.
Well, before you start on your spoiler, just yet, Sophia, what you're doing is building the basic shape. We're going to do a lot of erasing today. Build basic shape because
racing.
Oh, come on. Okay. So what you're doing is building the basic shape. My bus is not going to be square and blocky like this. I want to make it a little bit more. The wheels will go around and around. Hopefully, I've left enough room for wheels.
My pun wheels will go round and round today.
Your pun wheel will go round and round today?
Yeah.
Beware, Sophia is going to be punny. So, in your shape that you've designed for your car, and this is kind of how cars are built actually in real life, is people take a block or a shape of the car that they're going to do and start carving it down to get the aerodynamics or shape of the car that they want. So start finding things like Sophia's going to try and find her rear spoiler, so the tail of her car. In my example here, my original example, this is what I started with, and I found the cockpit, and then I found the spoiler. So start carving out the shape of things in your current vehicle. Figure out where those wheels are going to go. How many wheels do you have? If you have a bus like me, I'm going to have 1.
Mine is going to have
2
special wheels
that you're going to see. It might actually have 4 wheels, but from the side you're only going to see 2 of them. So one of the things I recommend you do is count how many wheels your vehicle has in total. And for my older friends, you can use multiplication and division. So divide by 2, and that's how many you're going to see. For my younger friends, if you've started to learn how to count to 10 by 2s, think about on your finger 2, 4, 6, 8 wheel car is going to have 4 of them showing. So you can count on your fingers like that by 2s to figure it out. In my case, it's easy. 4 wheels, so 2, 4 are going to show. So start carving out pieces of your vehicle. So I'm going to round my edges to make it look like something you guys haven't been on in a while, I'm sure. How many people are missing getting on a school bus and going to school?
I don't
walking
go.
to school?
I walk to school with
You do.
my mom, but I go back on the school bus. Unless they're either canceled or I have an appointment after, or I've been really good and I get a treat.
So what I'm saying is I usually go home on the bus, but I walk to school.
I walk to school.
Is anybody missing school? I kind of am missing school.
I'm missing school.
Look,
Because
we
I
have
love
a
coming
classroom.
back and finding out what Sophia's been up to during the day and hearing about her adventures. A rocket ship. A rocket ship wouldn't even have wheels, would it? That would be kind of cool. Unless it's the shuttle coming down and landing. It might have some landing wheels, like a plane. 50-50. I think that part of it I'm missing is hearing about Sophia and her friends and what they're doing at school, because it's kind of we don't get to see friends much except when we come and talk to you guys every week. So I've carved out on my bus. The edges are curvy, and now I'm going to figure out, well, buses have windows, so I'm going to find out where they are and use my basic shapes I'm going to use
Still working on my
rectangle.
tip of my race car.
Oh, yeah, that's true. LARPing, you can't go out and do that. Well, I mean, maybe you could socially distance. You just couldn't get together and have battles together. You just sort of have to be pretending from afar on those. Which actually makes me sad. I'm pouting about that thought. Because that's always fun. Is there anything particular that you LARP, Leah? Any particular fandom or historic period that you like to go and enact? I'm going to make mine a little bit like the Magic School Bus, maybe. I don't know if I could put Miss Frizzle in here or not. And remember, what you're seeing if you're doing a side view of your vehicle is only half of it. So I'm not going to be able to show both headlights on mine. I'm only going to be able to show one. Maybe my bus is going to have, because I'm, oh my gosh, My Hero Academia. That's one that I haven't gotten entirely into yet. Not because I don't want to, it's because I find I don't have a lot of time. It's true. I'm going to have flames on my bus. It's a really fast bus. It's no longer the Magic School Bus. It's a
Magic School Bus, I haven't seen much, but from what I've seen I haven't seen much, but can turn into like submarines, different vehicles. Can it?
Yeah, it can turn into very different vehicles.
I'm nerding it over here.
You are speaking my geek language, Leah. It's pretty cool.
I have a special trivia called Highway to Trivia.
Highway to Trivia. Oh, we're going to do some trivia right now. Okay, that is a good plan. Why don't we do some trivia? Who wants trivia about vehicles? Are you ready?
Who is the world's largest tire manufacturer?
Okay.
What's the first one again?
Michelin.
Michelin,
Mm-hmm.
Toyo, Mattel or Hot Wheels, or Lego?
Well, it's all about having fun, right? So they have Magic School Bus books now? Well, I guess they've always had Magic School Bus books. That's cool. So we have, who is the largest
Who is the world's largest
tire
manufacturer? Michelin, Toyo, Mattel or Hot Wheels, and Lego.
We have
Look
a
at that
SWAT
comment.
truck. I'm not entirely surprised to hear that. I'm going to guess that's Jay.
My race car is called the Turbo 13666.
Everybody in the bus. Everybody riding on the bus.
Got some Toyo. We got Lego.
Toyo, Lego. Yeah.
Any more guesses?
Okay. Any more guesses? This is my fire bus. I'm going to make it turbo boost rocket blaster.
Mine has kind of like a turbo blaster that kind of looks like it's part of the back. It's so
cool.
It's not in turbo mode right now, but since it's called the Turbo 13666, probably know that it would go into turbo.
Okay, so
Yay, back to school.
Yay, back to school. See, this is kind of fun. I'd go on this bus because I'm a little bit of an adventure seeker. So I'm guessing everyone wants to know what the answer is.
Lego is the world's largest tire manufacturer. Toy manufacturing company Lego holds the distinction of being the world's largest tire manufacturer. The company produces nearly 320 million tiny tires each year, which is over 50% more than any other tire company in the world. However, don't try and purchase Lego's tires for your vehicle, as they probably won't fit.
Unless it's like that big. So you probably couldn't draw it. So this is my bus. My first creation is a bus. I don't know if anybody wants to see a different vehicle or a different way of doing things. I saw a rocket ship.
The turbo
Sophia's
is
working
gonna
on
have a lightning bolt.
her turbo on their lightning bolt. Do you have another question, Sophia, for everybody?
Yes, I have 2 more actually.
While we're working on our designs, I think I'll start coloring this bus.
Did you know that car horns are musical? Most American-made car horns beep in what key? The key of F, the key of C, the key of A, the key of G.
A bike. Did you know that a bicycle, as simple as a machine that it is actually one of the more challenging ones to do realistically? It's true. In fact, I'll do my bicycle on this for now, and then I'll color my bus.
I'm gonna put the wheels in. They're gonna be wheels, but in the middle, it's gonna be lightning bolts.
It's actually a combination of tones, which I guess more accurately for our trivia question is not necessarily more of a chord.
Key of A, G.
Key of A, key of G.
Any more guesses?
Kind of went with my science geeky heart as well as my love of music, this question. So we have A and G. The real answer is...
Dun, 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 dun. American-made car horns beep in the frequency range of 340 to 370 hertz, so approximately in the key of F. F is the answer.
That's pretty cool. These are all facts from scienceforkids.com. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Scienceforkids.com, a free website that does scientific facts and lessons and whatnot for parents to follow. And then we followed up on some of those facts by getting a little bit more information and research on usually we do National Geographic for kids, but I'm like blanking right now on this one. Anyway, so we have one more question while everybody's working.
Just finishing up my wheel details here.
Your
Okay.
wheel details? Yeah, I didn't know that either.
My
Which is why I
wheel
always thought it was
details instead of real details. Wheel details. I told you it was my pun wheel was going to spin.
See, this is going to be a weird bike. I'm trying to do this from memory, what a bike looks like from memory. I'm not even going to use a reference, but...
There are over 1 billion passenger cars in the world. That's a lot of parts. How much of a car can be recycled? A, 15%. B, 50%. C, 85%.
I had one.
D,
I had
100%.
straight back. So how much of a car can be recycled? We have a lot of cars on the road. We have 1/7 of the world's population in cars. For passenger vehicles, we should add. That's for passenger vehicles. So how much of that car, or those car parts, can be recycled? So the answers we have are 15%, 50%, 85%, and 100%. 75-ish is a very good guess, Laura. When you think about a bike in the back.
I want to add my.
This is me trying to think from memory. We have a D, which I believe is 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
So you have the chain drive is right here. See, this is also me trying to do it from memory, and this is, if I had a picture, I could look and see all of the shapes that were in a bike. And I think I did that last week when I ended up trying to figure out a mantis, but I'm not going to do it this week. This is going to be my funny looking bike. I'm very excited. The chain would go, and the drive gear is here.
The eraser on my pencil is very small, so I have another eraser doing the smaller details.
Okay. So the answer to your question.
No. Our
50%. Change to 50%. Okay.
The answer, are we ready? Just over 85% of a car's materials can be recycled. 85%.
85%. So the answer is C. Laura, you guys are closest with 75%. I think this would go here like that to connect the thing, but I'm not sure. So this is where I'm struggling on this. And my bike I had a boy's bike which had the straight bar back. Didn't go down. So I feel like I'm missing something on my bike. Well, I'm missing a seat. Definitely missing a seat for my bike. So let's see. Bike seat. This is me. This is my goofy bike. This is not really what a bike would look like, is it? That's okay. I'm kind of excited. I like my bicycle. I'm putting spokes on my bicycle. It kind of looks like a bicycle, but you can probably tell it's a bicycle. This is hanging in midair. This is not very structurally sound and would probably fall apart. I think there's a bar. There's a beam. Yeah, my frame could use some work, but that's okay. Put my big rubber wheels on there. Yeah, if you're doing a portfolio for art school, there's a few things everybody is asked to do, and drawing a bicycle or your interpretation of a bicycle, still life bicycle, or along with like facial portraits and whatnot of people, drawing a bicycle is one of the things that you might be asked to do for your art school portfolio if you ever decide to go to art school. And I'm not entirely sure how well I would do on that front, just from my quick doodle sketch. But there's my bike. It looks a bit like a bike, but I feel like I'm missing elements of it. That's okay. I'll go back to my bus and color my bus in. The magic of technology. I'm going to make this my favorite color of a bus. I love purple. Purple is my favorite color. So we have somebody who's done a SWAT truck. I'm going to guess again. That was Jay, who's done a SWAT truck. We've got Sophia, who's Miss Rainbows here, is making her turbo race car. Very
it's
similar.
Called the Turbo 13666.
The Turbo 13666. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Okay. All right. And I've got my school bus. What has everybody else been doing? What are some other vehicles that people are working on right now? I know what would be really cool, which is a non-car one, so I'm not going to necessarily go on the lessons of that. But we could do an airship. I love Final Fantasy, and there's always an airship. There's my geeky side. There's always some flying vehicle flown by somebody by the name of Sid in the Final Fantasy games. Okay, maybe not all the time, but a vast majority of the time.
I have the Turbo 13666 gets his number by because if there's a choice track, if you ever come across a race with a choice track driving this thing, one's a daring track, one is a simpler track. It will always, even if you want to go on the simple track, it will always steer itself onto the daring track.
Oops.
Nickname is the Haunted Car.
The Haunted Car.
Because it was the 13,666th car in the Turbo series.
Laura, I don't even know if I'm going to try and attempt to pronounce that in the comments. Well, maybe I could. I am. I'm a glutton for punishment in my pronunciation. Hexaconotophobia? Yes, the fear of that number. I'm assuming. Sophie's like, what? Why am I thinking that? Is because there you go. Sorry, I'm getting into my purple coloring and I'm losing my train of thought again. This happens when I draw. A camper. Cool. A daring track. We have a monster bus. Miss Fritter. I like that name. This one is can be an interesting art jam, an interesting lesson. I could get into some detail about what you would sculpt and do. On the sheets that you'll see I'll put up later, we'll sort of talk a little bit more detail about order of what to do and some of the shapes I tried, where I tried an actual car and a race car and a bus, like a sedan and a race car and a bus. But as I'm seeing in all of the comments, we have DeLoreans, the time machine, vehicles. Everybody's coming up with their own idea or their own take on their cars or their vehicles. And I think that's really cool. I think this one's a fun one, and it's going to kind of warm you up, not because of the subject.
Making a trail of fire.
But they do, don't they, once they hit 88 miles per hour? You're definitely speaking Sophia's dad's language. We have a little DeLorean downstairs, don't we? Yep. And Sophia has a Hello Kitty DeLorean t-shirt, so Hello Kitty is dressed as Marty McFly, which she really likes. Oh, I may as well make it look like traditional flame here. Oranges and yellows, or reds and yellows. I'm going to go oranges and yellows because they're contrasting colors to my purple to make a balance. So this is kind of a good art jam, a good relaxing art jam to work on, to practice for next week. Because next week's topic, I'm going to choose it because something's happening the weekend after that is pretty cool. I know there's a couple moms on here that are participating with us, but I think next week's theme, and normally I ask for themes, but I think next week's theme, we're going to finally do people or portraits. And
like the Minecraft versions of yourself.
Oh, like the Minecraft versions of ourselves, yep. So you can either do yourself or...
He's making a monster truck.
He's making a monster truck. Cool.
I remember when...
That would be really big wheels. It would be really high off the ground. The wheels would be bigger than the truck sometimes.
I remember me Jay and E were all playing a Minecraft world with a, like, it's a different version because, like, they bought a pack from the marketplace, and it included monster trucks, and E was going around and spawning a bunch of monster trucks.
Cool. Did they make little horn sounds? Beep beep. Or they're burr, burr. I used to do a sound that would drive Sophia nuts when she was little. She didn't like it, which was kind of a tugboat horn sound. I think her dad did it even more impressively. It would sort of scare her. Oh, they put some magenta in here. Yes, hands are something that I'm thinking about doing as a mini tutorial. Because we could do one about hands that's a very, very basic one on hands that...
I can need some green and blue people in there.
It's like you read my mind. I was just picking the green and the blue out now. They're kind of pastel-y colors. Let's put a red one in there because let's just get crazy. So yes, hands is definitely a topic we can do, and I thought maybe I'd do sort of a mini video tutorial on that topic that we could get a little bit deeper into as opposed to a quick art jam sketch. So, I mean, we can do hands from the perspective of a cartoon hand. Hands, like everything, are shapes, so you could do a hand that's a circle, and you have your 5 fingers, so you have your skeletal lines, and you connect them just like that. But I suspect that sort of the hand tutorial that you'd be interested in is more doing something that's more a little bit more realistic, and how we can achieve form and shape, and moving those hands, doing things like holding a pen or whatnot. So that's something that I have on my list of many things that I'd like to do, is a mini tutorial on how to do those, because hands are tough. I find hands very tough as an artist, and it's something that I have to do in a sketchbook regularly just to keep up in practice.
Before we started the stream, I made a picture where I just let my hands go freely in kind of like a beautiful dress shape or like hair flow shape. And now I'm kind of doing that like a kind of sharper or like smoother version of this. Kind of mixed for the pattern of the Turbo 13666.
So yes, next week I have a plan of let's do pictures of ourselves or pictures of a mom figure in our life. That could be our mothers, it could be aunts or a teacher that you feel really is special in your life. Keeping in mind that not everybody is fortunate enough to have a mom at home with them all the time, but I want to be able to celebrate those people in your life that you consider to be your mom, who is your mom by birth, by family, or any of those wonderful things. So I thought we could learn how to do the basic face shapes, 3/4 poses, half pose, and full face for some of the older artists, and where everything gets positioned for our younger artists. And you can decide to do your own picture, so bring your own picture or mirror next week, or you can do a picture of your mom. Or Sophia can look over her shoulder and look at me. She wants to do me. She probably doesn't. She probably wants to do her, because it would be cool. But
do me as a Minecraft character.
Sophia as a Minecraft character. Now there's a challenge.
Adding my bluish, greenish shade to my racers.
I'm doing a purple kid too. Purple hair kid.
My race's outfit is greenish and bluish.
And now I want to sing the wheels on the bus. It really is happening in my head. Try not to sing it out loud to everybody. So I'm going to make this bus. My imagination on my bus is going to put it into the air. So what do we have in the air? We have some clouds that might be zipping by.
Birds.
Birds, we could definitely have some birds zipping by. Let's make a bird on this layer. Is it a bird close up in flight, or is it just maybe we'll have a few little birdies in the background. They're kind of confused. What is happening with this bus? That's a little bit long and whatnot. So, if I had crayons, this would take me a long time. I don't know. I made it. I didn't do it all the way around. So much for me trying to use my bucket tool. Let's try now. And that's what I can do to make that background happy. And because I'm here, I'm going to start doing a little.
And using the lessons from week 2,
Yeah,
about how to do a ghost, I'm going to do kind of like the shadow is kind of like a ghost outline.
I love hearing you using all the pieces of what we've learned so far every week and making it into your picture. It's okay if you're joining us for the first time this week and don't know all the stuff that we've learned. This is all about having fun and creating your own picture based off of a really quick lesson we did today. The vehicle one was really quick. It's about choosing a shape, counting your wheels, or treads. You could have treads on your, like a tank or something on your vehicle. Again, choose your story behind your vehicle. What is it for? Mine's for flying people to school in style. I wanted to have a rocket boosted school bus because I miss seeing all the school buses coming home, which means lots of cool stories from kids about their day. Lots of cool things you might have learned. Always got me excited because it meant Sophia was coming home. And that always made me happy. That's why I'm doing a school bus. Because I miss them.
My story, my purpose of my vehicle is to be a fast and risky race car.
Fast and risky race car.
This race car is always risky.
So, in your race car, Ms. Rainbows, does it drive itself or does it have a driver?
It has a driver, but when it comes to a challenge, like a fork in the track,
Yeah.
it will take control of the wheel and drive you down the darting track.
Drive you down
Or the harder track. Then you need
Gotcha.
to do like jumps
Gotcha.
or
Like that one has a loop-de-loop going through fire and
like a pond like of alligators.
yeah, and the other
below.
one looks like there's no bumps or anything.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
other
a
one's just
straight
a
shot.
smooth, straight
It's gonna
shot,
take
and you
you-
can see the end from that one.
Yeah,
It'll always steer you to the one with the ring of fire and the crocodiles.
fair enough.
No matter what lap you're on, that's the one I will choose.
Intersection. Oh, I just put my bus on. Okay, so there's my bus. And I have 3 layers to discard. An intersection, that would be really cool to do. I like doing, you know what I really like is seeing top-down maps and then people going back and forth. One of my favorite art pieces is when people sort of do maps or create maps and then sort of close in and see what's going on in the world of in that map area. So I kind of like the top down.
The part around
I'm making a flag.
the name of the race car, of my race car.
Yeah, it's a very intimidating name. I like it.
It kind of looks like it has a paint job that kind of looks like it has slime dripping on it.
I suppose that would be a longer. Oh, I keep forgetting to lift up my pen, so then it drags these little lines along. See? It's to help me line things up. Intersection. Oh, wait. Am I driving left or am I driving right? You know what? It's really funny. I haven't driven the car in a while, so I don't know if I would be all that safe on the road. I don't remember what side of the road I'm supposed to drive on. Just kidding. I really haven't driven all that much lately. And if I'm wrong here, guys, then I'll just pretend I'm in Britain.
You're driving a car in Britain.
Yeah, I'm driving the Peel
Peel
P50.
P50. Yeah, Peel P50.
Get my big crayon. How was the weather for everybody? We had a pretty good morning, but I have a feeling the rain is on its way. Which means we don't get out and enjoy a little bit of sunshine or a little bit of that nice weather right now, we might not get too much tomorrow, so. It might be raining. We might try and do some of these outside too. Wouldn't that be fun? You can see where my lines have all sort of said, yep. You wanted to do this straight.
Kind of gonna have. I thought it would be cool to have some reddish melting in around the green, and it looks amazing.
So, since I've already decided what's making army trucks and cars, that's pretty cool. Rainy, damp, and chilly. See, I have a feeling, Sarah, that's what we're gonna get pretty soon here. It's kind of got a few clouds out there. It was nice. What did we notice? 14 or more degrees Celsius out. It's pretty exciting, actually. And then it's gotten a little dark. The sun's gone in, so I have a feeling. Is it windy? Are you guys the precursor of what we're going to be getting? Of course, it's funny because we could all be, for all we know, could all be in the same city and just experiencing weather at different rates and times. Because I know Sophia's uncle and his kids and his wife live like not even an hour away, and some days they have tremendous thunderstorms and we don't even see anything. And you kind of go, huh? They do live off of a river, though, so that kind of might not help. Does weather move west to east or east to west? It depends. It really depends on what the current is doing. Usually, I believe, if it's coming from the east, it is going against a more natural flow. But yeah. You might be getting our future rain, because I don't think we've had rain for a couple days yet. Unless like, it was like really ancient. Did we have rain last week? We had rain, maybe a little bit of rain last week. We need some cars on here because now that you've got me thinking about intersections, I'm gonna make this little. This is bringing back some really geeky gamer memories for me. I don't know if any parents watching would totally get my reference, but it's making me think of Spy Hunter. Drawing a little top view. That's what's in my head right now as I'm doing this. I don't know why this is going to be my... This is a very short front end card that's pulled up here. Let's get a little feather nose. This is kind of fun for me. It's very relaxing because it's like just doodling. And I'm not trying to really be serious about my shapes too much. Just to give impressions of stuff. And drawing is actually a large part of drawing is to just give the impression of, that's why I married you, honey. Spy Hunter, baby. It's about giving an impression of something, a feeling, what you've seen. Okay, that's cool. Hopefully you're going to share that with us, Laura. That's going to be cool. Virus is race fed. But it's giving an impression of what you've seen, a feeling of what's around you. Art can be very therapeutic and very relaxing if you let it be. Without, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. Just let it happen. Do what you like. I'm just going to have the little taillights just visible. Looks like, I don't know what that looks like. I'm going to do that there. And maybe, just maybe, this is going to be a little bit of a dark night on the intersection. I don't know. Ah, it's a peek of me. I know that whenever I have big emotions or feelings that I'm not sure how to handle, I always grab my sketchbook. Sometimes I'll write words in it. Sometimes I'll draw or a doodle, and I'll make something. And that's what art is to me, is to sort of thinking about those feelings and making an impression about them so I can come back to them later and maybe take that feeling or that sketch and make it into a bigger painting or a bigger picture. But I love drawing with you guys because I get some really cool requests and we can investigate different shapes and pieces. So here is Sophia's super duper cool car. Oh, I like the shadow as a ghost. It's
yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
A ghost with the tail.
Is that you driving the car?
Yes.
I can tell with the ponytail at the back.
No, that's actually a part of the helmet.
I somehow did this. I didn't mean to do that. That is the helmet?
It's part of the helmet. It's a lightning bolt.
Oh, it was a lightning bolt at the back. That is cool.
It's the symbol. It's a lightning bolt with kind of like two tips in the end.
This person has a red helmet. I love it. It's beautiful. So I'm sure all of you are starting to come to the end of your drawings, and hopefully you've had a good time this week again with us. And come back next week as we are going to draw pictures and portraits for the special ladies in your life. Because I know we're not at school. We're not going to have.
Because it's Mother's Day.
That's right. Because we're not at school and we're not going to get to do some of the crafts. Maybe your moms and dads and the people at home are helping you do crafts for Mother's Day. But here's one more opportunity where you can do a portrait or a gift or a card for your mom. So join us next week and we'll do faces and people. So you'll learn something about faces and portraits and stuff. And maybe I'll sneak in a little bit about hands again too, Laura, for you. And we'll do a creation for our mom. Thanks guys for joining us. And once again, keep creative, keep thinking about your crazy cool ideas.
Stay safe.
Stay safe and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
I have a toothpick from my homework.
You're going to leave on that note? Sophia's toothpick from her math homework. See you later, everybody.
Bye.